Hi there, Aquarius. Healing Grasshopper here to do your bonus reading for September 2025. So, what we have here, um, as promised, I've pulled out some advice cards for the bonuses because for a few months now, Spirit has not been wanting to pull advice cards. We've just been doing tarot and clarity tarot. Um, and every time I'll ask for clarity. Most of the time it says yes, sometimes no, but always no lately when I ask for advice cards. So I figured if anyone was missing the advice cards, then we would do them for the bonuses until the energy changes. Um, so we have the universe has my back. Then over here it says, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Okay. But here in the middle, messages from the universe, it says, if something deep within you tells you that something is not quite right, trust it. If you are happy if you are unhappy in your life, change something. It is entirely up to you. Stop making excuses. You are in control of your own life. Okay. So clearly this message is that you are going to need to make changes in your life. And a lot of us have in the past handful of years. Um, and some uh, signs are in different stages of that than others. Like Capricorn is almost entirely finished with clearing their lives out of toxicity. But some of the other signs, like I would say Cancer, they're not quite finished yet. They're still cleaning house. Spirits that you still have things to clean out here. Um, but Spirit is saying that you have backup in these decisions and guidance, but that it doesn't have to be a bitter task, this is saying. You can approach the removal of toxicity coming from a place of love and not like hatred or resentment or anything. Because toxic people can make us angry, can aggravate us, all, dredge up negative emotions, but um, we do have choice over how we approach things, right? So let's see what Spirit tells us from Tarot. We've got Nine of Swords. We'll see if this is really reversed. No, a lot of my cards will fly out reversed. Um, Seven of Pentacles. So here, this is very much like um being almost regretful about the things that you have, the decisions that you've had to make in your life, and questioning whether you're doing the right thing. And right away, I want to scold you and tell you, yes, don't second guess yourself. Because toxic people, by the way, will make you feel like this. Through all the gaslighting and everything, they'll turn it around on you, and then you're questioning yourself. Don't do that. You had the initial impulse and decision to eliminate them don't second guess it. You just walk away. There's the chariot. So appropriate. Not reverse. This is bounce. And that's exactly what Spirit said too. You know, Spirit is not above using slang. I heard bounce, and I'll use that word in jest every now and then, but it's really not part of my vocabulary. But yeah, hit the road. It's time to go. Um, yeah, I don't get any more messages from you. Two of Wands is be confident again in your choices. You don't have to feel bad for what you did. What you did was not bad. No matter how you left the person, because you may have left the person crying or complaining or angry at you, but just because negative emotions are being displayed by the other person doesn't mean that things are wrong. It just means that they have things to work on themselves. I'm just, you understand what I'm saying. Don't feel guilty about choices that you need to make for yourself that affect others. It may affect others in a negative way, but oh well, you had to do what you had to do for yourself. And you didn't kill them for Christmas sake. You just walked away. They'll live. And if I sound annoyed, it's because I've had to do it in my own life. And by the way, it wasn't easy. I've had to learn throughout my life to walk away with people with confidence and grace. You know, I've gone through this too, questioning myself, like, oh, I'm so mean. Why did I do this to this person? Not anymore. If I have to leave, I'm leaving. And by the way, it's happened to me very, very recently where someone that I hopped into a platonic relationship with. Um, and I made the mistake of becoming too close to them because they were so enthusiastic about being my friends. So I trusted way too easily. And then the red flags started flying, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This is not the type of person that I need to be around. Not that they're bad people, it's just we're not vibrating on the same frequency. They're not. And on top of that, I had the curious sensations happening where I was having like heartburn, chest pains that would come out of nowhere when I was with this person, or my back would start hurting me, like above my kidneys. And I was like, but as soon as I left them or got off the phone with them, it would like turn off like that. I swear to you, it never happened to me before like that. And I'm an empath, but not quite like that. And it was really my body that was telling me, no, you need to get away from this person. And finally I did. And I felt bad about it. I did. Because I know this person felt blindsided and whatever. And they're not bad people. They just have a lot to work on in themselves, within themselves. And it wasn't my job to help them with that. Um, and there was very much oh, why are you so mean? This is very much like that. But probably even worse because I get the idea that you guys are dealing with people that you've no longer. By the way, and I didn't mention that this was someone that I met, like struck up a friendship with, and the friendship lasted all of like 3 weeks. And then I had no choice. I was like, listen, this isn't gonna work. I can't. My back is killing me. you know? But I didn't tell them. But it's okay. Let go. I don't know if this is reversed. This is reversed. Okay. See, this is projection you have going here. Projection. Six of Cups is about it's a nostalgia card. And nostalgia can be, especially in this reverse position, unrealistic. This is projection of qualities onto someone that they don't have. Falling in love with potential, that kind of thing. That's just not. It's like a pipe dream, never going to happen, right? So what this is saying here, Aquarius, is that it's not going to get better. That potential that's swimming around in your head is never going to materialize. You need to let it go. All right. Eight of Wands. We'll see if that's reversed in a moment. The Lovers. Yeah, of course. Not surprised to see the Lovers here. Okay. This can very well be. Yeah. So Spirit is again turning my attention back to this relationship of mine that I told you about. That's similar to this. This is like things moving too fast in this uh situation that you're in. Like things are flying past you and you're not assessing them as you should. Hold on just a second. Okay. For most of you, this is short relationship. Spirit is saying less than a year. So yeah, that's why I keep being redirected to this relationship of mine. It's very much like that, where, and I was annoyed at myself after I walked. I was proud of myself and annoyed at myself at the same time. I was proud of myself that I nipped it in the bud relatively quickly. Three weeks is pretty quick. However, I was annoyed at myself that I opened myself up as much as I did, which shame on me, I should not have done in such a short period of knowing someone, right? So this is, I don't know if you're feeling really annoyed about this, but this is pointing to the fact that things are whizzing by here. There's got to be a time of like assessment. There's an opening up of your heart too quickly. And a really focusing on potential here. Page of Cups. First, Page of Cups. It's telling me reversed. It's like unhealthy expectations, unhealthy aspirations. What you are imagining in your head is not healthy for you. Cups. These two very similar energy here. Nine of Swords, Four of Cups, both of you. It's like petulant. You're not happy with what's happening. There's kind of a souring of your mood and your aspiration to, it's like you're giving up. Like, this is awful. It's happening again. You know, I hope you guys can't hear the lawnmowers or whatever that is outside. Leaf blowers. So loud. I don't know why they have to be so loud. Why can't they invent quieter leaf blowers? AI is developing at a breakneck speed, and we still have leaf blowers that are loud. Okay. Outcome card. Reversed? No. Okay, guys. This is, and let's not forget the universe has my back here. Um, if you are beating yourself up over this, stop. Okay. Um, you have, let's go back to my story for a moment, right? Because it really does apply to yours here. Remember when I said I was beating myself up, which I was, but it did present an opportunity for me to really assess it and realize that that should not happen again. And I am fairly certain that it won't. I was caught off guard. I realized, well, yeah, I was caught off guard because of, like I said, they were so enthusiastic about me that it caused me to open myself up too quickly. Now, and I am the type of person who loves love. I love harmony and that kind of thing. So it's kind of stimulated me to open myself up. Now, it took me a very short time after that, though, to realize that, oh, I get it. I see the lesson that the universe has sent me here, which is not to do that. Just because you're being love bombed does not mean that you need to open your whole life up, you know. There still needs to be a period of assessment and, you know, vetting, right? So this is very much saying that, and this over here, the universe has my back, because I looked here and then my eyes took me over here. The universe put you in this situation for a reason. So don't beat yourself up. You know, you are graduating from a lesson. So whatever that thing is that you are beating yourself up over is what you really need to focus on. You don't like the way that makes you feel, right? Let's make sure that doesn't happen again. And let's look back in time and not beat ourselves up in that way, but assess what you could have done differently. Because this may not be the last time that you're presented with this, and it probably won't be. The universe is going to circle back around and bring the same sort of situation to you in a different guise. How are you going to deal with it then? Are you going to use the tools that you gathered in this situation so that you produce a better result next time? Or are you just going to focus on the negative and not learn anything and stumble on into the next thing that you're going to hate yourself? You understand? So let's remove the resentment of ourselves and really calmly look through this without judgment, especially not of ourselves. And once I always exercise responsibility in my own actions when I start resenting the other person too, because that's perfectly natural. We all do that. We think back at a situation, an adverse situation, and we tend to want to blame the other person, and that person did this, that, or the other. That doesn't help anyone at all. Does it make you feel better a little in the moment? Yeah, but it's still negative because it produces a negative emotion. It's just anything good that you feel out of it is canceled out by all the negativity that it produces. So let's not do that. You direct your attention away from the other person and to yourself. Doesn't mean that you're blaming yourself, but what responsibility do I take in this situation so that next time I'll be sure that this doesn't happen again? Let's have some clarity. Wheel of Fortune. See, this is Spirit saying that this was indeed for the greater good. The universe has my back. It was for the greater good, and you'll be for the better for it. You're more skilled after this than you were before this situation. Ace of Swords. Clarity. You know, hindsight is 2020, right? When you're looking back, you see things so much clearer than when you're standing in the situation. Not reverse. Three of Pentacles is respect. Is there some respect that you might gain from others from this? Possibly. This other person might respect you from walking away from them. But really, that holds no value for you, really. The value that is in this card is the respect that you'll have for yourself when you walk away. When you realize in the moment, I don't deserve this, I don't want this, I am going to remove myself from the situation, respect for yourself. The swords. Yeah. Removing King of Swords removes that which doesn't serve. But he does it in a graceful, respectful, calm, non-confrontational way. So we talked about that in the beginning of the reading, right? Walking away from toxicity doesn't need to be like confrontation and like vitriol or anger. It can just simply be no, not for me. I'm moving on. I wish you well. Many blessings. Bye. We got like King of Cups next. We got okay, we'll see if this is reversed. Reversed? No. Okay. Yeah. Six of Sword is moving away from difficulty. But no one is rescuing this person here. This guy's just driving the boat. This guy has not rescued her. She has decided herself to get on this little ferry. Okay. There may have been some wounds that you're healing from. Some some things that gave you some kind of grief, but that's okay. You've stopped the bleeding, right? And it's time for you to move on. It's that simple. Okay, Aquarius? So you're moving on to bigger and better things, that's all. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys in the comment section. I love hearing from you guys. Aside from what it does for me in the algorithm, with the algorithm, which it really does help me and this channel. The comments, though, I ask for because it helps me in many ways. It lifts my spirits, number one. It helps me feel like I'm not talking into the void. There's actually someone listening and appreciating my videos. So that's very important to me. Then there is um, just the pure connection with you guys. Hearing about what resonates helps me with my reading skills. Um, it gives me feedback. It's very helpful. And it's just something that I enjoy. It makes my day. It's like Christmas morning. So I thank you in advance. Um, I would also like for you to please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. So it is a quick gesture, costs you nothing, but really does help the channel a lot. So also don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the upcoming videos. Um, if you are really inclined to helping this channel, what I would really appreciate is you going to my playlists and choosing a playlist like the Aquarius playlist and putting it on as background noise with autoplay. It really helps with the watch hours. That is everything to a content creator. Um, so you put it on as often as you can during like when you're washing dishes or even while you sleep would be helpful. Watch hours are key. I'm assuming this is your sun sign that you're watching. What you may not know is that your moon, rising, and north node signs are just as important to watch. So, if you don't know what those are, you can find out easily and for free online. Just Google calculate my blank sign, find out what they are, come back to the Healing Grasshopper channel and watch the corresponding videos. Shout out to all of the viewers. My English speakers, US, UK, Canada, Australia. I see you in my analytics, and it never gets old to see you. I really appreciate your support. Um, but also my non-English speakers, my Spanish speakers, Portuguese speakers, Filipinos, and Indians. I also appreciate you. I also see you in my analytics, and it blows me away. I had a Hindi speaker ask me last month uh, to start dubbing my videos in Hindi, which is definitely in my plans. But what you have to understand is that dubbing is super expensive. So, although I'm not able to do it now, at some point I may, if you hopefully stick with the channel, support the channel um, for free. I'm not asking for anything else other than the gestures that I mentioned. And we will get there together, okay? Once the channel grows. So I will speak to you guys soon. Love, light, and many blessings.